In this video, I want to give a review of a book I've recently read, and as of June 2024, this is my favorite book that I've read all year. So I've done a couple reviews on this channel, and I only review the stuff that I think is really helpful. I do quite a bit of reading, and this is my favorite book of the year so far, especially in the kind of theology genre. I think it fills a category that the Transfiguration is not talked about a lot. So this book is on Baker Academic. It came out very recently as of the making of this video by Patrick Schreiner. And what Schreiner does is he works through what he calls Jesus's double sonship. So, thinking in terms of both the future glory of Jesus in the Transfiguration that is revealed, but also at the Transfiguration when it's revealed, when Jesus' glory is revealed, it's kind of a callback to the eternal preexistence of the only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. And so, yeah, really, really good that he works that theme through the whole book. And another thing that I like that he does in this book is he talks about the fourfold hermeneutic in Scripture, where so often it's easy to think what's the main meaning of the text and then what's our application and kind of just go from there. But he does a great job thinking through and showing readers how historically one view from the church, one way that the church has thought about how to understand and read the Bible that is, I would consider more rich than just meaning and application. That there's an allegorical sense to it, and there's obviously a application sense to it, and a historical context to it. So, yeah, really good if you're not familiar with a fourfold method of Scripture. Great, great thing that he does there, and he shows how the Transfiguration works within that model. Which was very helpful. He answered questions for me like why Elijah and Moses are there and why did Peter want to build a tent for each. But he also shows different views on the issue. I'm not going to share what those were because you need to buy the book and read it. But he does a great job in kind of answering those why questions of why these people, why these elements. And I thought his understanding of Peter wanting to build 3 tents is the best I've ever heard. This is a resource I will go back to when I'm studying the Transfiguration for preaching and teaching. It's on Baker Academic, but it is not dry. I read the whole thing over the span of a couple days. Really appreciated the work. One thing I had not heard before was the Transfiguration in relationship to the glory Adam and Eve had and the connection to the false. That got my mind going when he started talking about that. So I was presented with some new information that may be out there. I just had not heard that before. He also walks through how Transfiguration correlates to creation, Jesus's baptism, the cross, and the ascension. He works through the settings of the setting of the Transfiguration, the signs, the multiple signs within the Transfiguration, and then the sayings. There's several sayings in the Transfiguration. So it's a well organized book, easy to see his process, his thought process, and rationalization of why he's saying what he's saying. So my big takeaway from the book is that it's not just about the Transfiguration itself, but he's showing a biblical hermeneutic that is deeper than what's just meaning of the text and application. And we get an example of how to read Scripture, and he uses the Transfiguration to show how to properly do it. So yes, it's a book on the Transfiguration, but for me, it was also a book on hermeneutics, using the Transfiguration as an example. One further consideration, or maybe two, that I would ask of the author is write one about the Ascension and write one about Pentecost. I think that would be an absolutely fantastic series of books. Same kind of vein, same thing. But if there was a book on the Ascension and the Pentecost, because Transfiguration is a big moment in the life of Christ. It's fundamental to the history of the church, and yet here, at least in the West, in my circles, growing up and things, that the Ascension was something that happened, but I don't think we fully understood it, or at least I didn't. And so really, really good book. Thank you Schreiner for writing this book. I hope you continue to write more books like this, because this was helpful for me on a practical level. If you're interested in this book, I'm going to put a link in the description that you can go purchase it, and also put comments on there about what you're reading, or send me a note at preacherprep.com. Just love to interact and hear what other people are up to. Until next time.